Thank you, Mr. President. It is my joy to bring the annual report of the Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary to the messengers to the Southern Baptist Convention. You can find our printed report in the Book of Reports beginning on page 135. And as you read those pages, I hope that you will begin to get some sense of what our great God has done during this past year at Southwestern Seminary. I'll give you a few highlights just for your attention. We will finish this academic year with over 600 students enrolled in Spanish language degree programs, which is a 30% year-over-year increase. We have already heard at this convention that Spanish may be indeed the language of heaven. And I want you to know that Southwestern Seminary is doing more to become a bilingual, bicultural institution to help train leaders in English and in Espanol who will be able to help connect all people to Jesus Christ. Last week, we announced the launch of a revamped alumni association that offers pathways for continuing education for our alumni and ways to stay connected to Southwestern Seminary. I know, because I have met so many of you, and we're going to be hosting so many of you at our luncheon today, we have the largest alumni network of a Southern Baptist Convention seminary with over 41,000 living alumni. And we want you to know that you are always welcome back home under the dome. Over the past 3 years, we have renewed our commitment to the primacy of the Master of Divinity degree within our academic ecosystem as the gold standard for training pastors for a lifetime of faithful ministry service. And I am pleased to say that last year, in light of a lot of convention conversation about matters related to the scriptures, I made a promise to you last year about what we would have this year in time for the convention, and I am pleased to say that we have a book about the book. And it is available to you at our booth on the authority and sufficiency of Scripture that I and David Dockery were pleased to co-edit, featuring the faculty of our seminary, helping to explain and to apply the richness of our convictions about Scripture to every aspect of life and ministry. Many of you have heard me say often that it is a new day on Seminary Hill, and it is. There is a renewed dedication to the best in Christian scholarship and academic vigor in the classroom. There is a refreshed spirit of service pouring out from our campus by faculty and students alike. And there is a redoubled effort of life-on-life discipleship throughout our seminary community. As those of you who know the spirit of Southwestern can attest, these commitments are not new to Seminary Hill. They are the same commitments that have characterized Southwestern Seminary since we were chartered on March 14, 1908, under the courageous and visionary leadership of our founder, B.H. Carroll. In keeping with Carroll's vision, we remain faithful to confessional fidelity, committed to the Great Commission, and dedicated to denominational cooperation. And we remain unwavering in our commitment to a high view of Scripture as God's inerrant, infallible, authoritative, and sufficient Word. Our challenge to Southern Baptists who may be debating in their hearts whether or not they have been called by God to kingdom service is this: all believers are called to fulfill the Great Commission and the Great Commandment, and that includes you. The primary purpose of Southwestern Seminary has always been and remains to provide theological education for men and women preparing for Christian ministry. So whatever theological education you need, we'll help you find it. Whatever ministry experience it takes, we'll help you build it. And wherever God calls, we'll help you get there. Whether you are just beginning your journey or have decades of experience, I promise you we will do whatever it takes to help you live your calling for the glory of God and for the advancement of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, in channeling my inner former Committee on Order of Business chair, because we're behind schedule, Mr. President, I yield back the balance of my time and would happily receive questions from messengers at this time.